I can think whatever I want and I can give you 50 ideas and you can give me 50 ideas back, guys. But there's one thing. If you want to increase your player base, you have to make the game be accessible and attractive to everyone. Like, I can remember myself back in the day. When I started playing World of Tanks, I wanted to get the Tiger. Just like majority of the people wanted, right? I was a Tanks fan. I was like, hell yeah, let's go. And the grind was long and painful and slow. If I wasn't a Tanks fan, I would have probably quit. Because fuck the grind.
Engine boost activated.
It's not the enjoyable part of the game. But it's something that you're doing every second of the game. So it's kind of a paradox. You're constantly grinding, but you hate grinding. So if you can make the grind feel fresh, fast, not stale and slow and be like, oh, this game is so boring. If you can feel it, that you can achieve every now and then something good, then it's gonna make you feel better in terms of, you know, grinding. It's also gonna make you a lot more noobish. The more you play, you should be better, right? But the more you play, the higher you get. You're starting to go into the league of players who've been playing this game for long enough to know something about the game. But you are there too fast. You're there too soon. You're not on their level of play. They know everything. You know nothing. You're still in the like, I'm pretty sure that a lot of people, if not all the people, go through the same levels when you play a new game. Oh my god, it looks awesome. Oh my god, it sounds awesome. Look at this, look at that. Right? And then after a while, majority of the people, or at least I can hope majority of the people, are gonna get to the level of, okay, so if I go here, I should have better this than this. If I aim here, I should have better that. If I do this, I should increase this. You're starting to look how to improve yourself. It's no longer just a visual, audio and video joy. Now you're starting to look how to get better results. How to do more. How to be better than your friend, better than your neighbor, better than everyone else, and so on and so forth. And you start looking into tips and tricks of how to outplay other people and another person and so on. And then eventually you discover stats and you start, you know, you get there and you're progressing and yada yada yadas. Yeah? I'm pretty sure majority of the people, if not all the people, go through those phases. It's just the way it works. But if you get to a high tier game and you are still in the phase, oh my god, it looks awesome, it sounds awesome, this is great, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this, oh my god, this is great, oh, look at how this looks like. If you're still in that phase of the game, then you are in high tier too soon. You are way too fucking soon. You should be out of that phase. And honestly, that is the most fun phase of the game. That is the part of the game where you, regardless of what kind of a result you have, you're gonna have the most fun in the game because you don't care about results. You don't care about stats. You don't care how to outplay someone or do something else. You just care that it looks awesome, that it feels awesome. And you just enjoy the game and you like it and you don't care about anything else. That is probably the most fun part of the game. However, if you do care about the game, you will eventually start looking on how to improve yourself, and you're gonna stop looking at the game as an audio video experience. There's going to be another level that you will try to achieve. Yeah? Makes sense? Yeah. And you usually somewhere mid-high tiers is usually when this starts hitting you and you start feel like Yeah, okay, so now I have a tiger. Yeah, now I have a king tiger. Now I have this, now I have that, or now I have this ship and that. But it's kind of frustrating. I still can't do as well as I hoped for. I'm still having troubles dealing with this guy. I can't penetrate this person. This guy, I don't know, there's some weird things going on that I can't do anything about. Like, how do I prevent this from happening? How do I prevent that from happening? Yada, yada, yada. You're starting to look into ways to improve yourself, right? Well, that usually needs to happen way before you hit tier 10. Because when you hit tier 10, you're supposed to be not only knowing all these things, you should already be kind of mastering and polishing your skills and getting on this level. To get much better, to do the carry, to do all that. So when you get, of course, into the moment where you're gonna be playing with tier 10s and against tier 10s, you belong there. But people in this game are progressing way too far, way too fast, way too easy, way too soon, and they have no clue what they're doing. They don't know where they want to go. I've seen people in high tier games that they never even played certain maps before. I'm like, how the fuck are you in that tier? And you've never even seen this before. They don't know how to use captain skills. They don't know what modules and how to use them. They don't know where to go. They don't know how to position. They don't know what they should be shooting at, where they should be shooting at it, which ammo type they should be using. Positioning is a abstract feeling. Minimap, that's just obstructing the way of the beautiful look of the game and stuff. It's like, fuck, I have no problem against people like that, but they don't belong in tier 10. That's the phase that you usually go through when you're like a tier 1 to 5. You're still in awe about how the game looks and stuff. You're not obsessed with how it feels and what kind of results you should be having. It's an eye and ear candy for you. And that's perfectly normal. That's how everybody goes through that phase. But when you get to high tier gameplay and you have no clue what you're doing, you're not healthy for the team or the game. Because others are going to be relying on you. It's a team game, for heaven's sake. If we wanted to play alone, we would be playing single player games. But we enjoy interacting with each other. We enjoy playing other games with other people and other players. But to a certain extent, if you're playing a team game, you have to be able to rely on your teammates. You rely on your teammates every game you play, whether you feel like it or not, whether you want to accept it or not, whether you like it or not. You do rely on your teammates. And if these teammates have no idea what they're doing, then you're fucked. You're fucked. And sure, that can happen here and there. Absolutely. But that can't be every single game. If you have that problem on your hands, every single match you played, or 70% of the games you played, then there's a bigger problem. There's a bigger problem at stake here. And that is where wargaming comes in. And they just keep making it worse and worse. They keep making the game easier and easier and faster and more simple and yada yada to be, where you're not supposed to be that fast, because that way you get to attract more players. And I can understand that from the business point of view. The more players, more popularity, more money. But you have to kind of balance it, dude. You have to balance it. And it keeps going down. For me, who was a player who was here since the very beginnings and early stages of this game, it's depressing, it's mind-blowing, it's angering, it's disappointing, it's frustrating to see this happen. And the more the time goes by, the worse and worse it gets. And I'm really starting to lose any hope that it's ever gonna get better. Yeah, sure, we have these other game modes But what about the regular player? What about the regular random battles? They're just so bad. So bad. I don't know. I don't know. This is where probably the skill-based matchmaking would help greatly, but Wargaming is totally not into that because they want it to be random. And to a certain extent, I can understand and I can agree. But if you want everything to be random and you're not going to do anything from your side to make those randoms a pleasant surprise, then, well, you gotta give us something. Like, you gotta give us something. Tutor new players. I can't tutor 1,000,000 players, dude. I'm not, like... If I had the popularity of most of the players in World of Warships, then, I mean, sure, I could try. But there's a lot of... Trust me, there's a lot more people and players in the game that don't even know who I am than they do. And it's perfectly normal. Sure, I'm not the only one. There's plenty of others out there. But we do what we can. But at the end of the day, I can't play the game for you, man. I can't play the game for you. You have to be the one who's going to learn. And you can't make people learn if they're not going to feel like they're doing something wrong. What more do I need to do this game for my team to start finishing these targets up? For the love of God. I'm gonna lose this game, am I? Again. Of course I am, because 150k is not enough. It's just amazing.
Engine boost deactivated.
This is
Cruiser destroyed. Our victory is in sight.
He was just a tiny bit too fast. And now Bloody's gonna die? I still have 2 guys that I can rely on. If you sink 5 more, you win. 4 to go. We have a huge point lead, which is going to work in our favor. Oh, dear God. I think I'm gonna have to go and try and kill the Hipper down. He's got 12k HP, I got 17 and a half. I think he doesn't have any heals, so maybe even in a direct gun duel, maybe I could kill this guy. Maybe I could actually gun him down. I'm gonna try and torp him first. If that doesn't work...
Enemy battleship destroyed.
Actually, never mind, I'm not even going to try. Because he's running away. So let's just go. Let's see if we can gun him down. It's only 12k, and he doesn't reload very fast, so... 11, 10... 9, Thank you for the cheer. 6. Alright, I got half of his HP and I only lost a couple of thousand. So now it's gonna make it even a bit easier. The reason I'm doing this is, you know, you can never expect too much from your teammates. So I kind of expected that maybe they're gonna lose B, and then eventually even C is gonna get contested. So this way I kill Hipper, I take A, I make sure we get some point income and we don't get overthrown on points by the end of the game. Damn shatters. Come on. There we go. Talking sense. Hope your RNG and matchmaking gets better soon. What triggered all of this is me being in a tier 10 matchmaking, going alone on one entire half of the map when my team was telling me get back and they old lemming on the opposite side of the map. I was fighting against 6 people, I killed one of them, and I left the other 4 on 3rd HP. And then I get obliterated by Stalingrad halfway across the map, and then I got disconnected 10 minutes throughout that match. So even if I didn't get killed by Stalingrad, I would have got killed during my disconnect time. I was in that game 6 minutes and 25 seconds. It was a full 20-minute game. Full 20-minute game. I was in that game 6 minutes and 25 seconds. I ended up, we lost. I ended up first with 400 base XP over the second guy. That's what triggered this. I had about I had like 1550, 100 base XP, and the second dude had like 1100, and then all the way to the bottom. And I didn't participate in 2/3 of that game. Yeah, 11 of them versus 6, 11 of mine versus 6 of them, they lost. And I almost won alone versus half of their team, if it wasn't for that 7th guy, that bloody Stalingrad, and a disconnect. Yeah. Wait, what was that? 98,000 damage to Kremlin? Jesus Christ.